Welcome back to FTB Infinity Expert Mode. I'm CZSurvivor, and today we're going to be moving the Industrial Craft 2 nuclear reactor over to the Void base, expanding our setup so we can produce even more UU matter and start the automation of some of these little things over here. I don't know what else I'll automate in this other than Iridium, but there's a few other things that need to be done. Plus, I need plutonium. Only way to get it is either from UU matter or spent uranium. So let's begin by yanking everything out. Oh, not enough energy. Right. 1 second. There we go. We have the whole of the reactor now. So let's go take everything of importance. So we'll take that. We'll take that, and we'll leave the mass fab here for now since it's actually processing. Actually, and our inventory is full, yes. We'll also need to come back and grab the recyclers over here, and I'm going to have to make a recycling array over in the Void Age. So, meet you in the not Void Age, last millennium. What I was thinking is we put the nuclear reactors over here, behind our power generation, and we have industrial craft processing all over here. So that means we'll be moving this stuff over here, and we'll be changing this lava system. I'm going to actually move this thing as well that supplies my base of lava and make it a bit more efficient. So over here is what we're going to need to do. Now I need to figure out the size of this, and you know what, we'll hook this directly onto it, do we? Or do we want a little path to it? We'll leave a free gap, right, so that there. So reactors are roughly a 3x3, which means we're going to need that for one reactor, then we're going to need a gap, and I want a total of it being 5 reactors wide, 2 reactors tall for now. So that means we're going to have to go 4, that's 1, 2, wait no, tape measure. So if we need it to go 4, no, we want it 4 for now. That means we'll need another 4 after this. 1, 2, 3, 4 gives us 1 block wide. Then we'll need that, I think. So there's the reactor and a gap, there's a reactor and a gap, there's the reactor and 2 wide of a gap. Yeah, that seems a bit right. We'll also push this thing back a bit so we'll have more space. Yeah, this seems like a good idea. Right, I'll be back once I've done this. So this is the area that I have set up, and let's add the reactor back and set up all of basic automation. And you know what, I should have actually remembered what the internals of the reactor looked like. Might have been a good idea, possibly. Oh well, let's just put this here for now. Put the nuclear reactor there, get rid of that, and we can insert the reactor stuff around it, like so. And I believe power should come out the top. Yeah, and then we can have inputs coming from above and below. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So for now I'm just going to actually dump all this in here and then come up with a way to automate it. So next of all we want the recyclers, and what I'm thinking is we have an array of cyclers. Yeah, so what do we go with? Because I have to import industrial craft power, and I have to output an input, which means I could have output and input on the top and power on the back. That would work as well, and allow me to have 6 of these recyclers here, 6 over here. That would work. But in the processing, yeah, 6 here, 6 over there, and then have the stuff, which I cannot remember its name, UU matter production and usage out back a bit. Yeah, and then we get a non-rectangle shaped box, which will be nice. So for now, let's put these here, and of course it starts raining, which is fun. And then we want to put into them, can't actually put anything into them now. We need to hook up cobblestone input. Now I could use this cobblestone over here, but that does come with a problem of that I'd have to use a bunch of output nodes. Let me think about this. So I've discovered an interesting bug. When I wrenched out the middle section, it didn't actually give me back all my items. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into cheat mode and remedy that, because that's not fair. If the game is going to be deleting items, then yeah. So I'm just going to quickly reset up this reactor how it's supposed to look like. Minus the fuel, of course, because we didn't have any fuel in it. And I think that's what it looks like. Just give me 1 second, let me have a check. Yep, that's right, so that's good. So let's turn off cheat mode and go back into survival, because fixing bugs is good. So now that we have the reactor set up, oh, actually, I'm also missing one more thing, I think. Yeah, I'm supposed to have reactor plating down the middle. I'm pretty sure I made that reactor plating. Let me have a quick check, make sure that I did make it. I'll look at one of my older videos. 6 reactor plating that got deleted, that goes in the middle, and then the reactor is actually set up and not back functioning. Something's wrong. You're wrong. Haha. Of course there's something that was wrong. Not perfect. Yep. Just fix what I got deleted and cheated in wrong. Yep, that should be right. That's balanced. Yep, a total of 12 dual fuel rods can go in here, which is good. So let's see, back into recipe mode, and we are good to go. So now we need to set up the uranium extraction. Do you know what, actually, I might want to change this again. I might actually extend this platform, connect it back up to here, and have a huge... Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So if I do this, let me just grab all these. Okay, thank you. And you, and we do it here as well. And we have the recyclers go all the way along here. Yeah, and over here we have the uranium processing. Yeah, that seems like a good idea, and that means we can have all the recyclers and scrap production held locally over here, which will be nice. So this is what I've done so far. I've got an ME dense cable running into here, offering a bunch of channels, and I've got cobblestone being put into here, and oops, you don't belong in there. And scrap being filled up. I filled up the ME interface like so, so it should be good. It should be able to keep up with the system running. Let's put you in there. Now, what I was also thinking is, rather than focus on the recyclers now, let's focus on the uranium, because it's the plutonium that I'm more concerned about. UU matter. In the end game, we can produce unlimited UU matter, but we'll talk about that later very quickly. So, what I want to do is bring over the ore processing system from the overworld, because doing that first will allow us to process the ores. I'll also need to bring over bees. I might just remove the status queen and just use the uranium bee over here. I might need a few more, you never know, depends how fast I go through uranium. So yeah, give me a second. So with a bit more work, this is what we've got done so far. So as you can see, I've got in here the ore washing plant will go the crushed uranium ore, which we get from the bees, is then being automatically ejected into the thermal centrifuge, where it will get centrifuged down, and all those outputs will get thrown into, let's see if we can find processing of crushed uranium, which is these two, into the draw controller, which stores in here very nicely, and then this can be used to process stuff. So over here we've got a little crafting to craft fuel rods, and I can also make dual fuel rods through the crafting of the A network now. So next of all, I've got to add another thermal centrifuge here, which will be used to process spent uranium to bring back the stuff out of it. Now this, as a byproduct, means all of this process means we'll get more uranium-238 than we get uranium-235. Uranium-235 you get less, much less actually, from processing it. So that means that we want to avoid our excess uranium-238, and then once the uranium-235 gets full, everything will stop. Now it's really confusing having to say the numbers, because if you're not doing physics or chemistry, that's really going to confuse you. But yeah, it's pretty close to reality, few minor imperfections. But yeah, so this is what we got so far. So next step is to add that thermal centrifuge, as I said, and automatically input the uranium fuel cells into here. Right, so I've just taught the system how to make glass fiber cables, which will be very useful as it needs to automatically craft them. Now, next of all, I've added 2 more storages to it. I've added plutonium and stone dust. Now, the stone dust also has a void upgrade. Now, what I also want to do is, beneath here, add a automatic export system that will automatically destroy. Do you know what? I could probably set that to do something else actually. 1 second. If I grab filter and trash can, one of you, and then I need lead. I don't have any lead dust. Right, I'll have to go gather some uranium. Oh, that's in ore form, we can't use that. 1 moment. Basically, what I want to do is I want to put a trash can beneath this thing and say, here, take all the lead dust, because honestly, I don't care about lead dust. I don't think. Do I really want to process the lead dust now I think about it? If I was to process the lead dust, it would mean... You know what, I might keep the lead dust actually. So there's another thing that we need, and I'm going to be doing some upgrading in this case. Now what I want to do is this, put you there, and get rid of you. Because I want this soldering iron. Now once it's done, I'm going to replace the crafting thing in the carpenter back to what it was. Excellent, so that there, and then you, and you. Excellent. So we should have a soldering iron, because a soldering iron is useful. Solder. I spelled it right the first time I did it when I wasn't here. So if we right click on here, we can put a circuit into here. And then we need to add... Oh, it's not electrical engine. It's machine upgrade. Right? We need all speed boosts. And this will increase power consumption but increase speed, so 100% of the machine will work twice as fast. And what is that machine? Well, that will be a centrifuge. So out back here I want to do some stuff. Let's create a little platform, because I haven't created one already. So what I'm thinking is, let's see, if we have the industrial apiaries, what if we just have it going straight into the ore washing plant? So we have an industrial apiary, let's see, one more out actually. Here, this runs into the centrifuge. We'll have the centrifuge pointing here, which then outputs items into... Ooh, but that comes with the problem of... Then again, we don't actually need to pump items into here, do we? We can just have them go in, because nothing else is coming out of the ore washing plant. Except for that. We can have items go into the bottom, I guess. One moment. So I have done quite a bit of stuff, but unfortunately I don't have enough power for these machines who run, and I'm going to need a bit more for this enriched uranium. So what I'm going to quickly do is turn on the reactor for a second. And that should have filled up all these machines with power. Now I've stuck transformers in these so they're all able to take the extra power and not explode on anything. And I've also done a few more things, as you can see. So here we've got the barren combs, and I can actually get rid of that. Basically the combs come out of here, go into here. The combs get processed, the honey and the beeswax get stored up here, and the uranium goes into here. This uranium will then get processed and moved along. Now I also need to go grab 2 more levers. Also, did you not get any power? Or are you out of power already? You're actually out of power already. Okay, maybe I need to run it for a bit longer. It shouldn't matter, we have limitless, but lever 1, 2. Let's just leave the thing running because I don't care. I'll have more uranium than I will ever need. So we need to flip that lever, and we will also need to keep that guy permanently running. And how do we power that one with redstone? That's a little more difficult, because this guy will keep running forever now and continue to heat up, whereas this guy will keep getting purified uranium, yes, but how do we get rid of them? Can I use a conduit facade on that? That's a question. Where'd my conduit facade thing go? Put it over here. No, I didn't. There it is. Let's just use one of these and see if you can. Oops, don't want the host to go into the void. Let's give it a try. Might be nice if it can. Yes, it can, so that should keep a redstone signal on this, keeping this powered so it'll never cool off. So, what we've got going on here, this should be full of uranium now. No? Whoa, 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 whoa. Where did those parts go? Hello? Where did my reactor parts go? Right, so the last and final step will be the automation of the UU matter. So since this is what the whole thing centers around, I think I'll have it, oops, whacking my radiator there, in the centre of the room on display. So we know it's that, and the processing and using of it will be round back, but the production shall go smack bang in the middle. So to the left I want that, and I want this to output to there. Right, so power, how am I going to get power into this? That's a question that I never thought of. That is one problem with it being here actually. Being around the back will look cooler as well. Do you know what, we might just move it around the back just for ease. I know we lose the coolness of it, but we still get the radioactive reactors out front. Yeah, that's so to finish it off, let's install this. So we want around the back, we want to say you and do I have any scrap? Yes I do, put it in here. We'll take it out of there, we'll say you into there and you into there. You apparently had some power, or no, you just took the scrap in. And then we want the glass fibre cables to come into here, so I'm thinking we'll run glass fibre cables along the top, and you can come out here. We need, I say 5 more should do it. If it's too much we do need a few more. So glass, just casually ask for another 5 of these. As if they're like worthless, just throwing diamonds into this, and silver and redstone and glass. Glass is actually the slowest bit to do here, which I find interesting. Should really stockpile some glass. But hey, so it's hooked up now and the system's running kind of. What we need to do now is we need to bring in the connection. We'll have it connected along the back like so. I decided to change it up a bit, and then we need to shatter these, run the ME cable along the top of here. Only problem is there's no Ender IO contract for EU, but that's okay. And we need to grab another. Oh no, I already put the scrap into here. And we need to actually stockpile the system full of scrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to manually fill this system. Bye scrap. I'm going to manually fill the system full of scrap for now, and then I'm going to teach it how to. We have the transformers, and we can now insert them into the machine. So 2 into here, 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 and 2 into here. Then we can hook this up. Then we can hook this up, and we should now start producing scrap, which is wonderful. But unfortunately, we've run out of time for today's episode. So, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did so, hit that like button. Got any comments, questions, drop them down in the comment section below. I'll answer if possible. New channel, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. Stay well, and Survivor out. Also, I just noticed, I'm going to have to change this if I want a second reactor on top.
Know when to fight. I can't believe what you